It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Listen, we're gonna get into it real quick. I think we should be able to go in there and beat the Utah Jazz. You know what I mean? They really not a good team. I'm gonna wait till the guys come in here, so we can talk about it. But I just want to tell you how I feel about Nic Claxton. I see that he seems like he's concerned about what's going on with his future with the Nets, as he should. I think this is going to be Claxton's biggest payday as a professional athlete. This is the first contract that he's going to get after him have on his rookie contract, right? So obviously he's going to be looking to do the most when it comes down to contract. He's going to probably take the biggest payday contingent on his relationship with the Nets. As you know, I always emphasize how a lot of rookies have good relationships with the team that drafted him, but that is also depending on how much minutes they got, how many opportunities they got, and if they feel like the ball club invested in them as a player, developing them and giving them the best opportunities for their professional career in the future. Nic Claxton is somebody that teams are going to clamor over. Let's not call it. Let's call a spade, right? They're going to want to try to get Clax, give him the highest bid, and try to outbid us and all that type shit. Um, the Nets should be worried. I think they not worried because they are focused on Clax, and it's the reason why they let it go. Bad contracts with Seth Curry, Joe Harris, and Patty Mills. They let these contracts go to make room for a Nic Claxton and what they might pay him going forward. That being said, I feel like that's our best bet. Our best bet is to kind of build around him. You got a quote right here from Nic Claxton talking about he said Dwayne Little said Claxton not worth 100 mil though. He gonna try to bargain. He gonna try to, they got different ways of, going into the contract and saying, well, if you do X, Y, and Z, you guaranteed to get this amount of bucks. So, or this amount of money. Better said. I don't want to say bucks. Pun intended. But here you have Nic Claxton on the Nets young core. He said, I think we have a really good one, a good core. We've got Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. You've got Ben Simmons. I think we got a really good thing going on as of right now. Cam Thomas, too, of course. Now, for him not to mention Cam Thomas, too, for him to say it like that, I really feel like there's an agenda, not necessarily agenda, but going into the season, they looked at it like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, this is their team. This is not their team right now. Cam Johnson has not ascended the same way Mikal Bridges has ascended. It's a slower pace of ascension. As a matter of fact, I think Cam Johnson is more of the same player that he was on the Suns than he is. I think he's more the same from then to now than Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is making the ascension, but hasn't gotten there yet. And proof of that is him missing that layup the other night. Shout to Joey BK. He hit me in the chat. He said, do you still think that Mikal Bridges got that dog in him? I do, but I think it's a smaller dog than I want it to be. I want it to be a big dog, but he not playing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I got to call it what it is. Shout out to J1. He said, what up, Breezy, my guy, New York Knicks fan in the building. Listen, J1, you already know what it is, man. We coming back home on Wednesday. We see y'all this week. We looking forward to that game. It's big chat about it on the KVN Running City, the podcast. And you know what I mean? We just keeping it lit. We up 4-0. Y'all could at most tie. You know what I'm saying? It's the first game back at the Barclays. We want to start at home with a win. And yeah, in the way of that. So we gotta go at y'all to let y'all know we gotta assert our dominance. Huh? The Brooklyn Nets gotta assert their dominance at the Barclays. So shout out to the Brooklyn Nets, man. Dwayne Little said Clax saw bum juice. CJ get that bag. That's why he want to stay. That's why he want to stay on the Nets. Yo, this is good. If Nic Claxton, listen, y'all keep talking about how Nic Claxton don't deserve 100 million. If CJ deserve 100 million, then Nic Claxton deserve 100 million. That's all facts. Listen, Nic Claxton is a better Brooklyn Nets than CJ on every level. On the defense, on the offense, he might be just as good or more consistent, or he's just as consistent as Cam Johnson. And there's a big leap from Nic Claxton to CJ's on defense. I need CJ to be a better offensive player than Claxton, and if he's not, I don't want to hear no fans, Dwayne Little included, pull up here and say that Claxton don't deserve no $100 million. If CJ deserve $100 million, then Claxton deserve $100 million. If y'all making the $100 million barometer, CJ, and that's who getting the bread on our team, bro, I'm giving that to Clax. I'm giving that to Clax, man. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. Ron C said Nick slapped and staying with the Nets. That's what's up. Dwayne Little said CJ ain't deserve that $100 million. He dog water. See what I mean? That's my whole point. If he ain't deserve it and they gave it to him, then why y'all mad for Clax asking for $100 million plus? Maybe get a guaranteed number and incentives and make a different number depending on how well he plays. Maybe it's that. And if we could get that, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm cool with that. I like the fact that they added. He said Cam Thomas too. Of course, it's like he's not necessarily downplaying it by saying "of course," but you know, for him to say Ben Simmons, I feel like that was the media answer. Let me give you the media answer, because how is Ben Simmons the call when he ain't played 10 games out of 24? I think Ben Simmons is great if he's healthy, but realistically, he's not. If he's in the lineup and he's pushing the pace, playing the game the way Jock Vaughn wanted him to play, and the fans want him to play, which is putting pressure on the rim, keeping defense honest so they don't play the passing lanes because they don't know which way you're going to go in. They know they got to defend the hoop. If they like, yo, when Ben Simmons got the ball, we don't have to defend the rim or the hoop because we know he's going to pass, then guess what? They're going to play the passing lanes and our offense is going to be one-dimensional. And then we'll be better without him. We'll see. I'm on the fence about Ben Simmons. I like him if he's healthy and aggressive. Other than that, listen, man, I'd rather put DSJ at the point or even Spencer Dinwiddie, because he just had like 14, 12 assists the other game. He was hooping. Rich Banks said he asking for what? I don't know exactly how much he asking for. I didn't even see a number yet. You know, they was talking about the offseason and Nic Claxton. You know, we're not even there yet, but they're talking about it already. Iceman Eskimo said, bruh, that was the market number for CJ, and 80,000 to 100 is Clax. 80 mil to 100 is Clax range. And then when he said the same thing about the core, including Ben Simmons. Yeah, I agree with you, Iceman. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what these fans talking about, man. If CJ could get that money, Clax could get that money. Dwayne Little said, JV don't know how to use Cam Thomas, and that kid deserves better. Man, I'm inclined to agree with you, man. Oh, listen, I think he's trying to do this whole duo thing, but no, Cam Thomas carries. And I think sometimes when Cam Thomas carries, like the other night when Mikal got the ball, and again, you know what I learned about that play? If y'all watch basketball, the reason why that guy was trailing Mikal Bridges in the first place is to force the shot that he wants. They rather Mikal Bridges, and that's watching the scouting report. They rather Mikal Bridges go to the basket and try that piece of pie shit than give him a good look at the basket because you overplaying him and he stopped and pull up for the midi. Because that's how he won the game versus Atlanta the other game. So I think the scouting report showed to push him towards the layup, and he missed. And it wasn't even a game winner. It would have tied the game. It would definitely change the game. But case in point is Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas could be a good duo, but some nights you got to let Cam Thomas carry the offensive side of the ball. You have to. You have to. Jock Vaughn, you absolutely have to. Cam Thomas had 41, and he was great from the field. And he puts big pressure on the rim. And when it comes down to physicality, he's more physical at the rim than Mikal Bridges. You know, Cam Thomas was working out in the offseason. Bro, he's strong. I said he's strong. Iceman and Eskimo said that's what they supposed to say, bro. Yeah. Leaf Diggy said we need true power force to go along with this team, Kai Jones and Siakam. Off season, I don't know if Siakam is a free agent. I know he got the bag, but as far as amnesty clause in Ben Simmons, that would save us bread to go after somebody like a Siakam. But I don't know how we have Ben Simmons and go after Siakam. I do see how we signed Kai Jones. I see a Kai Jones here. I don't see how we get Siakam here. Dwayne Little said, Leaf, I agree with Siakam. Let's get Leaf up here. He said, but I would take Larry over them, though. Larry who? Brock work in the building. Yes, sir. That's what next black and white. Yo, listen, as soon as the game go off, I'm pulling up. You know, the game come on late tonight. Come on like 9 o'clock. I should be going right on after that. Yeah, not much of not a delay at all. I'm gonna be right here, ready. Rich Banks says Claxton is a good young player, but absolutely not. So, Rich Banks, you think that CJ deserved more money than Claxton? No, sir. I debate you that, man. And we could talk about that, Rich Banks. CJ do not deserve the $100 million before Claxton. That's Claxton deserve that money. And the Brooklyn Nets got to make sure they're not paying the wrong people. They paid Joe Harris. They shouldn't have paid them. Trade him. He was at the highest trade value at that point. Sometimes when players, they play hard for that contract, you got to decide as a ball club whether they a great trade piece or you see them with the organization, to see them with the team as a core. Do they fit the core? Do they fit the trajectory or the direction of where the team is going collectively as a teammates? Because again, we're not just doing business and paying individual players upon their play. We need chemistry and cohesiveness. And we only get that if teammates stay together, regardless of how talented they are. You can't go by chemistry. You can't go by cohesiveness. You got to keep cores together. So if Nic Claxton is real and he keeping it real, and like real son, is it really real son? Then this is the core. I don't know if Ben Simmons is in it. I think Cam is in it, of course. And Ben Simmons is maybe, man. That's how I feel. Leaf Diggy says, JV don't know how to use Cam Thomas. It's clear as day. He need to focus on the defensive game plan. Rich Banks says, I thought Leaf was Jazz Nation. I'll let him defend that. I don't even know what y'all talk about. Larry from Utah. Larry who? Who the hell is Larry? CJ, Cam Johnson, CJ. I just don't like saying Johnson over and over. I be talking emphatically too. Like, Cam Johnson. Pause. It just sound weird. I try to chill on that. Brockworth says, I like Siakam, but Raptors GM gonna get greedy. I agree with that. You might have to. It's a tall ask. And again, I don't know if it's a signing or a trade, so we'll see. Leaf Diggy says, our problems are simple. Multiple floor pushes. Players have that history of staying healthy. Athletic force to go along with this team. Kai Jones, of course. Dwayne Little says, bro, them Negroes is both worth $50 million at most. Oh, that's nasty work. Oh, Laurie marketing. Bro, Utah not giving him up. Are you serious? He just got MIP over there a season ago or two. They not giving him up, man. He's like they franchise player. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. It'd be good for the Brooklyn Nets. But he in the West Coast, he went to two East teams. He was on Chicago, then he was on Cleveland, and he having his best career on the West. I don't think he coming back East. I think he probably finishes his career in the West. We'll see. Ron C says Cam Thomas need a coach who don't hate on him. He threw him off rhythm last game by sending him down. Yeah, man. Jacque Vaughn guy, you can't control him, man. Let him do what he does, man. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, kind of like George Thompson said with Allen Iverson. You know, George Thompson said with Allen Iverson, like, yo, he's the only player that left my program early. You know, kind of same thing with Cam Thomas. Kind of let him, you know. Hey, of course, he's going to have structure to what you need him to develop, but let him be the scoring not machine. Let him be the natural scorer that he is. Shout to BK, man. Joey BK, what's up? Talk to me, man. I seen your text. You said, dude, McAllister got that dog in him, man. I said earlier, I said it's a smaller dog, but it's still some dog in him. Talk.
Nah, nigga, I was being sarcastic because y'all niggas was hyping this nigga up after that Atlantic game. And I
Mm-hmm.
told y'all niggas, I know y'all hype, but just be patient. Consistency is key. I always say that. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
always say that consistency is key. I was like, just let the nigga, be consistent with it. And, then I'll be sold, but I still want him to do well. I was just fucking with you, man. That's all.
Nah, nah, it's all good. I seen this. What about this quote right here? Nic Claxton says. He says, Nic Claxton on a young core. I think we have a really good one. We've got Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. We got Ben Simmons. I think we got a really good thing going here as of right now. Kim Thomas too, of course. How you feel about that?
Yeah, we got a lot of nice young players, man. We got a lot of nice young players with a lot of good skill sets. We just need to grow and build together, and stay healthy. I mean, it's easier said than done, but I
Mhm.
think as time goes along and they take these bumps and bruises and they gonna learn to start learning how to win in tight situations. It's gonna turn around. It's gonna eventually do a 360. Those tight games we losing in, we're gonna eventually start winning them shits.
Yeah.
So it's just the process, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm gonna pull up the clutch record. I'll be about 500, but just shy of it, or maybe one game over it. We having a lot of clutch games in these first
And
24
then,
games.
and then not only that, I don't mean to cut you off, Breezy, but these games are against top notch competition. Like we not playing no mid or no bums. Like we playing some of the top teams in the league tough. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best players in the league on teams tough. So I mean, eventually that tide going to turn where them niggas is going to be phased out, and we gonna still be building, and we gonna be ready to go in a couple
Mm-hmm.
of years.
Okay, you saying 2 years? You think we championship contenders?
I think so, absolutely.
Okay, tell me why. Let's get into that.
I mean, like we said, like I just said, we got the young core to
Mm-hmm.
do it. If these guys just keep building, keep getting better, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Keep getting battle tested. They are eventually gonna, just look at OKC, man. OKC, everybody was talking about
Mm-hmm.
OKC. They
They just
and
beat
now
Denver
look where
the other day.
OKC is at, huh?
Yeah, they just beat Denver the other day.
Exactly. They beating some of the they took their lumps and they bruises with that young core for years. Now they washing the floor with some of the best teams in the league.
Denver is arguably the best team in the league. Hold on. Dwayne Little says Breezy JV be forcing Bridges. You don't agree? Yeah, I do agree. I think he's trying to give him early opportunities to make clutch baskets and win or lose the game. Because the obvious choice is to go with Cam Thomas in the clutch. Cam Thomas look like he's ready now, but every game count. Don't put Mikal Bridges in those tough hero situations. I think that he's good down a stretch, but I don't like him on every last shot situation. Especially from the last shot we went to with the who we went to. Oh, we did go to Cam Thomas first. He got fouled and he made the free throws. But because he hot, keep going to him. You don't need to switch it up next game. Like, okay, we went to Cam Thomas this game. Now we're gonna go to Mikal Bridges. Nah, go to Cam Thomas again. Why? Because he got 41. That's why. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do think he forces Mikal Bridges. I do. Leaf Diggy, of course, he goes, our problems are very simple. Multiple facilitators and good dribblers, athletic force, Siakam and Kyle Jones. Don't fuck up the money. Claxton is worth 15 mil a year, no more, no less. Claxton gonna ask for the biggest bag because he coming off contract. Even if you agree that he's 15 mil a year, trust me, he gonna ask for as much as he can get. I know the business of it, and I don't know. I'm not sure of Claxton's commitment to the Brooklyn Nets, but he's playing great right now, and I think he is because they didn't give up on him when he was going through injuries in his first two seasons. So maybe there's some loyalty between Nets and Claxton, and it's not all business, and maybe it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Um, Dwayne Little follows up, said Leaf said 15 mil. LOL, I guess my number was too generous. Rich Banks said next championship contenders. You laughing? Yeah, that's what he said. Ain't
Yeah,
that what he
yeah, but but
said?
but listen, he laughing, Rich. I'm not saying we championship contenders now. A lot of y'all fail to realize a lot of shit can change in this league really fast. the landscape of shit can change really fast. 2 years is a fucking like 10 years in the NBA. If we continue to just keep improving around the edges and we stay with our core, we're going to be one of the top teams in the league. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we're going to win a chip, but we're going to be a very good basketball team, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Joey BK standing on what he said. You heard what he said. He said what he said, and that's what he said. Brockwork said, I think they keep pushing McCown to develop into a star because we eventually have to pay him, and we need to get him to his potential before we do. What? He said, I think they keep pushing McCown to develop into a star because we eventually have to pay him. That's true. And we need to get him to his potential before we do. Okay. They don't want to just pay him just to keep him. They want him to be at his max peak, playing at your best. You know what I mean? So I respect that. Shout out to Simeon Toko. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Leaf Diggy said it's important that Clax don't make an all NBA defensive team. It would screw up our offseason options. Again, I'm not getting into the whole offseason options thing. All that shit did was get us KD, Kyrie, even a Bruce Brown. He didn't stay. We've had talent that came from the free agency that did not stay. I'm more focused on us keeping our core and our draft picks, building from that, and then do what you will with the free agency. But I feel like the Nets feel like they lost their handle or grip with the free agency with the KD Kyrie era, and they're doing their best to stay on the ball about who's on the team and how they building the culture of teammates.
We don't need to jump into nothing all quick. Everybody want us to just hurry up and rush and jump into some shit. That's how that's how the Nets got fucked a couple of times. Like you said, just chill, just build with the core, just wait our turn, man. Build with what we got. If something come around in a couple of years and there's a big fish out there and it makes sense, then you might entertain it. But for right now, what's the rush on getting a star? I keep hearing Donovan Mitchell, which I like Spider, but I don't even really. I mean, Spider on his team is the max ceiling is the same as he was on the fucking Cavs. Let's be honest. We ain't winning shit with that nigga. So why y'all tripping? You know what I mean? It ain't no rush. And damn sure don't even bring up Levine name because that's even worse. So outside of Levine and outside of Mitchell, like who's really out there? Ain't really no big fish out there that's really gonna make us championship contenders right away. So why are we rushing to get somebody just to say we got a star? Like,
I agree with you. Shout out to Joey BK. He's absolutely cooking. Always dope to have him on the panel. And yeah, I see y'all comments. He ready for y'all, man. Dwayne Little, he says, Breezy, the problem is JV need to let CT be CT. And Bridges be who he is, a high-level role player. Talk to him. I agree with you, Dwayne Little. Rich Bank says, Breezy, you watching that boxing card this weekend? I mean, if it's late, it's late. I'll recap it. You know what I mean? I do want to see Deontay Wilder fight. So yeah, I might recap it. That's a fact. Dwayne Little says the Nets be having Cam Thomas in the corner posted like a spot up shooter. Am I bugging? Yeah, they do that, but he was 2 for 2 in the 3-pointers in the corner. That's part of his offense now. See, Cam Thomas could do a lot, but it puts McCown in position to create offense at the top of the 3-point line. So let's see if it works. Because if you put Cam Thomas at the top of the 3-point line, he could score. You know what I'm saying? So I see JV trying to get Mikal Bridges to score the same way Cam Thomas does, and that's just not what it is. You can't make the offense, if it is a duo between Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges, you can't make it 50-50 between them. It has to be a strong 65-70% Cam Thomas, 30% Mikal Bridges. I'll go 60-40, but definitely more Cam Thomas than Mikal Bridges. So let me ask you, Joey BK, how you feel about what I just said? If out of 100% on the offensive responsibility, just using those two as Cam Thomas and Bridges, I want Cam Thomas to get the ball 60 at minimum, 60-40 Cam Thomas, at most 70-30 Mikal Bridges. How you feel about that?
No, I want 60-40. I'm with you on that. 60-40 with Cam Thomas. I mean, let's just keep it about like I like Bridges, but I mean his handle. I don't know what's going on with his handle, bro. Like his handle and his decision making. In order for you to be a number one option and for you to be able to set people up and for you to be like the offense to run through you, you need to be able to make good decisions. You need to be able to handle the ball because niggas is coming with that pressure. So
Mm-hmm.
with that said, I want Cam. I think Cam is more suitable for that. I think he's a tougher shot maker against tougher defense, and your toughest shot maker against tougher defense should be the one having the ball majority of the time. So I'm going 60-40 with Cam. I think I don't I think Bridges is an above average role player that can cook you here and there, but he's not a true number one.
Nah, totally, man. I agree with everything you just said. That being said, shout out to Rich Banks. He goes Spider better than everybody on the Nets combined. Listen, man, it ain't about being better. It's about the fit. It's about the chemistry. And realistically, based on what I heard about Spider, he's not a leader like
And
that.
not only
He's
that, it's about the fucking contract. Why are you
right.
bringing that big contract over here and you
Uh-huh.
tying us down cap wise
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't fucking gunning for no championship?
Facts. Facts. We already gave big contracts.
What
One
niggas want to do that? So you want to do that to move the Nets from, let's say, eight,
I'm not
let's to
sure
move
he a
us from
Nets fan. Yeah, no, I'm not sure he a Nets fan. You gotta
no
take what
no
Rich
no
Banks said, grain of
he
salt.
want us to move from seventh to eighth seed to possibly fourth to fifth seed just to bump up a couple spots in the standings, bro.
Remember, you can't take his opinion too seriously because he's not a Nets fan. His perspective is, I don't even know what kind of fan he is. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't a Nets fan for sure. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rich Banks. He says Miami will pursue Spider. He's baby D Wade, maybe. Leaf Dickey says Spider is better than everyone, but he's not a good fit. Talk to him. Rich Banks says Spider is D Wade with a 3 ball. Again, he talking about Miami. Dwayne Little says, and that's the issue. Bridges is not him, and that's why we struggle. He took to Joey BK's point. Joey BK up here cooking, man. Hit that like button, man, for me and Joey, man. Leaf Diggy said it's very difficult to build a team around Spider as the go to play it. Go ask Utah and Cleveland. They're going back and forth about
Yeah,
Spider.
but what happened in Cleveland though? Because that team that was around Spider, can you say that team was without Spider is kind of like the Nets or like around our talent level?
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm thinking if you put Spider on the Nets, it's the same shit with the Cavs all over again. Am I
Yo,
bugging?
no, you good, Joey. But you gotta realize now Spider got to carry again because Darius Garland is out. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
he in a situation where he got to carry. I know he wanted to probably play with a Darius Garland because both of them could score the ball the way at a high
Right,
level.
and if you don't agree with me and you say that the Cavs got a better supporting cast than the Nets, then that makes your argument even worse because Spider would come here with a worse supporting cast and do what? Get us the sixth, fifth seed,
Yeah,
tops, second
yeah.
round exits.
Yo, listen, man. I agree, man. I'm saying keep Kent Thomas. I don't want him here taking the minutes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him here taking his opportunities, his shot opportunities. Nah, man. Hell no. So, all right, let's like we pretty much covered that part of the show. But talk to me about tonight's game, man. How you feel about us playing Utah? We what 3-1 in this road trip. You think we get a win tonight? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, we need it. Look, it's this is a I hate to say this corny ass phrase, but it's a do or die game right here. Like we can't let
Mhm.
this game slip, bro. Like we lost the last couple of games, and what if we lose tonight? We beat 500, right? We
Yeah,
like
pretty
we'll
much.
lose three straight, so we gotta end. This is the end of the road trip, right?
Yep.
So we gotta end. Let's end the road trip on a positive note, man. Get this win, stay above 500. Everybody should be locked in. Cut down off the fucking mental mistakes. You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
the turnovers and all that bullshit, and get this W, man. I mean, yeah, I think we win it though.
Yeah. I think Claxton he plays well versus what's his name? That center that's really good. That came from Minnesota. Walker Kessler. You know, Walker Kessler is one of the better big men in my opinion in the Western Conference. Good on defense, but you know, all that hype around him, I seen him versus Nic Claxton. Nic Claxton gave him that work. To your point, Joey, yeah, we're ninth, 13 and 12. We want to remain above 500. We'll have the same record as Cleveland if Cleveland don't lose or win tonight. I don't know if they play tonight, but I see Cleveland remaining a playing team because of the health. Indiana Pacers, they look like they cooled off. I see them a play-in team. I think we go up in the standings. I think we the ones that's going to be 8-7 and fighting for that 6th and 5th spot. That's what I see for the Nets' future. In this next week, I think we win these next 2 games and we are 15-12 after the Utah Jazz game and the game on first game back home versus the New York Knickerbockers. So case in point is I think the Utah Jazz is what's their record? Their record is they 9-17. Um they don't score, they score 111 points on average. We beat teams that don't usually score 113 points. They give up 120 points on average. They lost their last game. This is like you said, a must win, a do or die win. You know what I'm saying? This is something imperative for us to feel like we don't only want to win at home, but we could win on the road too. Regardless of them being on the West, we look like the better team, having a 13-12 record versus a team that has a 9-17 record.
Yeah, that's true. But we also got to understand sometimes the Nets play down to their competition. And if you a Nets fan, they do that shit. We don't need them to do that tonight. Don't take these dudes for granted because they got a 9-17 record. Go out there and try to bust their ass like if you was playing fucking the Denver Nuggets. Let's go hard. You know what I mean? Make it to where it's no excuse, pretty much. Put them away. Don't play with your food, man.
No, that's a fact. Yo, I'm about to leave. Anything last you want to say before I leave? I'm gonna throw the link in the chat in case anybody want to say anything before I dip. Shout out to Jay. But that being said, yeah, no, I totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And again, man, shout out to Joey BK. I follow him on Twitter. Always got some dope content, especially about the Nets. As I look at the injury report, Lonnie Walker, Ben Simmons, and DSJ are all expected to be back on Wednesday at that home game. So, that's good. That's good. I mean, DFS is back. And I just don't see how they could beat us with us having Nic Claxton and DFS and Day'Ron Sharp. And they just got, Walker Kessler and Laurie Market. You know what I mean? I don't think they got enough offense.
No, but you said that those guys going to be back for the Knick game or they're going to be back for this game?
Nah, they're going to be back for the Knick game.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, so yeah, I just wanted to throw the link in the chat for Jay more so see if he wanted to say something. He said in the comments. I'm about to wrap it up. I'll be back for the recap, and y'all won't have to wait me. The game come on late, so right after the game go off, 9 times out of 10, I'm starting in 10 minutes of the game going off. 15 minutes tops, but I should probably go on in the first 5 minutes of the game going off. That being said, I hope y'all pull up tonight. And listen, man, I appreciate y'all. I think we get the win and we go to 14-12. So Greasy was on my page saying that Cam Thomas going for a 40 ball. Listen, man, I do think that he's going to give us 30. I say good 30, 35. But yeah, man, I'm gonna just stay with So Greasy. If he say 40, then 40. And then if he don't, whatever. But he probably get close to 40. So I give Cam Thomas the benefit of the doubt. I don't see nobody on the defensive side of the ball that can check him. Shout out to Cam Thomas, my favorite player in the NBA. Shout to the Nets. Shout to my guy Joey BK, man. Like I said, man, we out here, man. Shout to the whole chat. Shout to Jay. Shout to Leaf Diggy, Ron C, Simeon Toko, Dwayne Little, Rich Banks. He a Miami Heat fan. That's why he was talking like that, Joey BK. He's talking like that because he a Miami Heat fan.
Well, let that nigga Spider go down to Miami. You should be happy we don't want the nigga.
Right. No, that's what he was saying. He was saying that in the comments. I just skipped that. But that being said, shout to J1. I see you, man. We on y'all head top pause, man. We see y'all soon. Trust me, every Nets fan in the city want us to win that game. That's a whole entire factory right there. But again, man, shout out to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get with y'all later. Peace, y'all.